Bonjour, Émilie Talpin, Web System Ambassador in the US. Welcome back to the channel. Today, let's talk about aperture and how important it is in macro photography. So, let's get started. If you are using the P for professional mode when you're taking macro photography, I'm going to tell you that this is not the right way to do it. You should really be in manual mode and you should have full control of your aperture. So, what is the aperture? The aperture is part of the exposure triangle. And why in macro photography it's so important? It's because your depth of field, so what is acceptably sharp in your image, well, it is very, very, very shallow, meaning you don't have much. If you have a really big magnification with your lens, well, you might have just a hair that's going to be in focus. So it's very important to know what is your artistic vision. Do you want everything in focus, or do you want, and when I say everything in focus, I'm thinking of photographers like Mike Mote. They shoot at f22, they shoot at f32, whatever it takes to get as much in acceptably sharp focus in their image. But other photographers like Kathleen Clements, they love to have a blurry background, but also blurry subject. Their subject, you only have a teeny part of the subject that is in acceptably sharp focus. There is no right or wrong, it's really your creative vision. But to get better at macro photography, you really need to have a good idea of what each aperture will give you. So if you have a wide aperture, like a f2.8, f3.5, then you're not going to have much in focus. One thing that you could do is focus stack, and then all those images are going to be stacked together, and then you get more in focus. So that's a tool that photographers use a lot. Or you can just say, no, this is the only thing I want in focus in my image. It's small, but that's it, and it will work fine. Now, a small aperture, like a f22, f16, that will give you way more in focus. That is what I use when I take one shot. Why? Because very often my subjects are moving and all I can do is just hope for the best, take one shot at f16, even up to f22. And I know a lot of people are going to talk about diffraction. Really, with macro four third, I mean, you really have to look really, really close. And I never had anybody who tell me that that's a problem with my images. And maybe some of you will say that with f22, you're not getting as sharp of an image, but you can also do a lot of sharpening in post-processing if that is the case. I do have a lot of my macro images that are f22 and I haven't even sharpened them. I am very happy with my M-Zuiko lenses. I think they're doing a very, very good job. And to me, that's one big advantage of macro four third. So I am not scared of shooting at a small aperture. Now, one of the advantages of shooting with a wide aperture is that you're blurring your background. But really, even if you're shooting with a small aperture, so f16 or f22, in most of the cases, because you're so far away from your background, you are going to have a creamy background. Look at those images. You have that bokeh, and so don't think that f2.8 is the only way to get that background, because your depth of field in macro photography is so shallow. So, to conclude, well, use the aperture that will match your creative vision. Use the aperture that will give you the result that you want to have. And there is no right or wrong. You are the artist, and at the end, you decide the image that you want to create. So drop a comment below. What aperture do you like to shoot when you're shooting macro photography? Are you a wide aperture? Are you a small aperture? Do you focus stack? Let me know in the comment what is your go-to method. I think that would be a good discussion for this week. And until then, happy shooting, and I will see you next week. Au revoir.